Mailbag time here on Seahawks Today. You guys send in questions. I answer them. Comes from our live show that we do on Wednesdays when people use the hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat. And we got some great questions this week. So I want to wait a second more. Let's go ahead and get started right away with 12s for Life asking, Tyler Lockett left the game on Sunday and then came back in. Any issues going forward? So Tyler Lockett was being evaluated for a concussion there last Sunday against the Los Angeles Rams. And ultimately, he cleared protocols. Everything looked like he was fine and came back into the game. Pete Carroll talked about it this week, and he said that he thinks that Tyler Lockett's going to be okay, that it shouldn't be an issue that lingers on. So that's very good news for Tyler Lockett. And I got to tell you, Tyler Lockett, Jay is in, and DK Metcalf there, this offense should be spectacular this year. Last week, they laid an egg collectively. I mean, even though DK was the best receiver, those penalties and that little scuffle he got in was not great either. So I expect Tyler Lockett to be very well all season. Shouldn't have any issues that linger on from last week. Tyler Lockett should be just fine. I think he's going to have a big year. Do you think Tyler Lockett's going to have a big year? That's our first question to begin today's show. Let us know what you think. Y for yes, N for no. Will Tyler Lockett step up in 2023 and have a great year again? Let us know what you think. James Mack with a $2 super chat is picking the Seahawks to beat the Lions 45-36. Apocalypse rising. James, I love the apocalypse. I think everybody needs to go all in on the apocalypse. With that said, James, when I look at Seattle this weekend, 45-36, I very well could see a shootout. Last year's game was a shootout with the Seahawks pulling it off against Detroit in what was one of the best games of the entire NFL season. And when you have the injuries that you have at the tackle position, I expect a lot of quick passes, a lot of screen game stuff, and with the questions surrounding the Seahawks secondary and the way that the Detroit Lions love to move it through the air, I think you're going to see a high-scoring affair. It's going to feel like a Big 12 game almost. James Mack very well could see that being a high-scoring game. Adam says, where's the damn panic button? Looking. Oh, there it is. Smash that thing. Here's what it comes down to on the panic button. One thing that I would alert the folks out there as far as said panic button goes. Let's look at Abraham Lucas, for example. You would hit the panic button, right? You hear the news, Abraham Lucas going to IR, and you're like, oh, no, right? But remember, they changed the definition of IR a couple of years ago. He's going on the short-term IR. Means he's out the next 4 weeks, which isn't great, but he should come back later on this year. Doesn't mean his season's over with. So, panic button, I understand, but let's provide context. Let's make sure people know that doesn't mean guys like Lucas, their season's over with for going to IR there. Thanks for the super chat, Adam. James Mack back in with the $2 super chat. Says, what about Chase Young and Chandler Jones? Go Chandler! Chat Sports Real Ones know about that. Shout out to Raiders Report Mitchell Renz. I would love Chase Young to be in Seattle, and I very well could see the Seahawks making a move for Chase Young to bring him in, and I don't think he's going to cost you that much when it comes to trade assets. As far as Chandler Jones goes, don't take this the wrong way, folks, just being real with you. There are some questions, some concerns about the mental health of Chandler Jones. It's not something to laugh about, just being dead serious here. With how he responded and the way things escalated with the Raiders the last couple of weeks, I don't know if I want to take that on in Seattle. I like Chandler Jones. He would be a huge asset for this Seahawks team. But, I mean, I just don't know if he's worth taking that risk necessarily. But, James, appreciate you sending in that question there. Today's show is brought to you by Game Time, our newest partner here on Seahawks Today, the place to go for sporting events, comedy shows, concerts, and more. And Game Time, not only is it easy to use, but you are going to get the lowest price guaranteed. Here's the deal with Game Time. I was at a baseball game a few weeks ago and was with some friends. We decided at the very last minute that we wanted to go. And so we hopped on Game Time, and we were able to get our tickets instantaneously, just in a matter of moments. And I'm so grateful that Game Time made it so easy to use. Prices are listed. You find your seat, you zoom in, you get the view of what it's going to be, and then bam, you go to the checkout section and you get your tickets to that baseball game that you were wanting to go to. Here's what we're offering here on Seahawks Today. You can get tickets, just like me, with the promo code Seahawks Chat and get $20 off. So go ahead and download Game Time, create an account, and get your tickets now, including the Seahawks football. Game Time, the place to be. Terms and conditions do apply. $20 off with the promo code Seahawks Chat. Download Game Time today. All right, next question coming in from Adam with a $10 super chat. Bang! Thank you, Adam. Says, at what point do we blame the defensive coaching and schemes? All of the talent that we have signed over the years, Adams included, had great numbers until coming to Seattle. Fair point, Adam. And I got to tell you, I am very skeptical, as I'm sure a lot of you are, in Clint Hurtt. And if we do not see things eventually turn a corner, then absolutely you have to point blame to Clint Hurtt. And I think watching this Seahawks team, what they did last week, just a lot of scheme stuff that didn't necessarily make sense. And I know a lot of people are skeptical about why you're running this 3-4 defense, although I mean, other teams are successful running the 3-4s, so that's not necessarily an excuse. But with that said, yeah, if Clint Hurtt can't put it together, then he won't be back next season. Plain and simple, Adam. Thanks for the $10 super chat on that one there. James with a $2 super chat says, which rookie will step up this week? Well, I'm expecting a high-scoring affair, and I think JSN is got to play well. I know it's a lot of pressure on a young cat in his just second game in the National Football League. But JSN, for me, is going to be a guy that, especially when we talk about short passing game and with the O-line having some question marks, having to be effective in the screen game and getting open in the middle of the field, JSN is the guy I'm looking for. Watch out for JSN to potentially have a good game here against the Detroit Lions. James Mack, thanks for that $2 super chat. King writes in, why trade for Chase Young? He's a 4-3 DN specialist and will struggle running a 3-4 defense. Chase Young, I think you can make work. Here's the deal. All right, this is a short-sighted thinking, King. Let's forget about the scheme stuff for a second, okay? As I mentioned on this show this week, if you were to build a pass rusher in a lab, Chase Young is what you would want to look like. He has got great size, great athleticism. He looks the part. And with that, you have athletes. And here's what I'm doing. If I'm the Seattle Seahawks and I get a guy like Chase Young, I'm saying, you know what? I find a way to make it work, okay? I don't have to say, well, he's a 4-3 guy. We run a 3-4. You know what you do with good athletes? You find ways to get them on the field. So I don't want to hear this about, 4-3, 3-4. Adjust. Chiefs got what we saw from Chase Young there in the Commanders. Very small sample size. He's capable of playing at a high level. And the Seahawks, their coaching staff, they got some smart guys, despite what some people may think. They can adapt. They can adjust. They can make this work. Don't let them figure that out. Chase Young can play in any system. Join the channels. We're talking about your Seattle Seahawks each and every day with news, rumors, watch parties, including this weekend for Sunday's matchup against the Detroit Lions. We will be live 9 a.m. Pacific time, bright and early, mimosas in hand. I think we're going to get out the mimosa boot, potentially speaking. Myself, Tyler Smith-Smitty, will be here with you. Seahawks, Lions, live right here on Seahawks Today. Don't miss out. It's going to be a hell of a time. And let's get a Seahawks dub. Pete, not Carroll, writes, didn't see a lot of Jake Bobo last week. Will he be more involved in the offense on Sunday? Pete, I sure hope so. I sure hope so that Jake Bobo gets more involved. I got to tell you, I was disappointed in how he was used or wasn't used, really, this past week, Pete. And with that, we know he can play. It's just a matter of getting him the football. The Seahawks have to adjust accordingly. You have to trust him. I know it's not easy always to trust a rookie, especially a UDFA rookie, but he's on your roster for a reason. I hope he gets more involved, but I can't guarantee as far as that goes. But Pete, not Pete, thanks for sending that in. You want to see more Jake Bobo? I know you want to see more Jake Bobo. Join the movement. I want you to spam more Bobo in the comments section. Let's let it be known. This is a pro Jake Bobo show. Spam more Bobo if you want to see more Bobo this weekend. Subscribe to Seahawks Today for more Seahawks coverage each and every day. And don't miss out on our watch party coming up on Sunday. We will see you then. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us.